Hey yo! What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mvelocity. You know, man. Man. Yo, guys. So, all along, man, I thought, they didn't allow me to use the bathroom like in my house, and now I get it. It's the shadow, guys. It's the shadow, the inner child. The inner child has been saying, "You are abandoning me." The inner child wanted me to feel everything that was suppressed when I was a child. It wanted me to feel it. This is how I created this condition I'm in. Like living in the shack. This is how it kept on bringing me this place where I went to the University of Johannesburg, where I went to South African Idols. It always would bring me here so that I could feel it here, and it wanted me to feel it without numbing the pain, without smoking weed, without drinking, you know. Maybe eating is okay because I remember as a child, I was eating, and while I was eating, I was forced to conform, to all the rubbish that was going on here in my family. And my emotions were suppressed. I was told to conform as a child, and I grew up with that, and I grew up with that, like, just imagine that from zero to 30, having to conform. Those are the suppressed emotion of the shadow. The shadow that responded in a form of sickness in me, the shadow that responded in a form of rage, the shadow that responded in a form of anger, the shadow that says, "Hey, listen to me, take care of me." It's been speaking, guys, you know, and now what I'm doing now is integrating my soul with the shadow, because that's what I'm doing now. I'm bringing my shadow, which is the life that I'm living, like, like in a shack, the conditioned self, limiting beliefs, like, yeah, and all along I've been like praying to God, saying, "God, buy me a house, God, give me money so that I can expand," and all those are good, those things are good. However, the shadow wanted me to feel his pain so that I could reparent it very well. So that now, since I'm my own mother and I'm my own father to this inner child in me, now I can reparent it very well, which is what I'm doing now, because now I understand how it feels like now. Now I understand its pain, this pain that I've been trying to ignore, this pain that I've been trying to abandon by looking for offices in Senton, by going to study at UJ, by going to idols, by going, working in the office, my young brother's room, which is my office, and then my recording studio also. You understand me? So, the shadow wanted me to reveal it all, like, and it's like, and so I couldn't hide anymore. And yeah, 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 man, this is where I live, and this is my shadow self speaking. Mm, yeah, yeah, man, welcome to my place, man, Mvelocity. I've been living here since I dropped out of the University of Johannesburg in 2010, and I've been living here, for 15 years. I did leave. I did have a house in Tsakani, I think, for 3 years. I left this place to my younger brother. I think in 2016. For 3 years, I left. I left in. I stayed in Tsakani for 3 years. We stayed in Tsakani, without electricity. Which tells you it was the shadow, because my shadow, like my inner child, like grew up, probably in conditions where there was no electricity. You know. However, I was always numbing the pain because I was smoking weed. Drinking all the time. And so now the shadow, I'm finally sober now, guys. Like, for real. like I never smoke. I do drink sometimes, a little bit, when I'm on shows, when we're performing sometimes, when I'm out. Yeah. However, like, yeah, man, like most of the time I'm sober. Like, I just mean that I'm never numbing the pain. Like, I'm feeling it, and like, and I'm spending time in this place that I've been trying to ignore, like trying to abandon, trying to, having fear, or cause I thought, what would people say? Like, if they find out that I was living in these conditions. However, for the first time in my life, I'm never shameful to be living in a shack. You know why? Because I'm the only child in my family who was feeling the abuse. I'm the only child who was feeling that something is wrong in this family, that something is not okay. You know, everybody conformed, everybody ignored it. You know, and this is the result of that. I was feeling it. I thought I was abandoned. I thought I was like, why am I the only one living in the worst condition? And everyone in my family is okay. They have money, they have businesses, they have their own things. Why? What's wrong? Like, you understand me? And I just found it was my shadow, guys. Like, can't it's my shadow? It's my like it's my shadow. You wanted to say, no, bro, you're not normal for living in this condition. You're not. It's you're not. You're not. Uh, you never blame yourself for not cleaning sometimes, for not washing the dishes, for leaving the room dirty sometimes. It's so normal, guys. It's very normal. You know why? Because that's the kid that was suppressed. That's the kid that saw all the abuse that was going on, all the emotional abuse that was going on, and it felt it, and it never pretended that everything was okay, you know and so these are the wounds, the conditions, and what. And so my shadow, my inner child, just wanted me to feel it without trying to fix it. And I would have friends or girlfriends most of the time trying to tell me, like, why don't you have a room like your brothers? Why don't you fix this place? And like, my shadow never wanted that. My shadow just wanted me to feel the pain, acknowledge and embrace this place, because of, like, to say that y- you 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 were emotionally abused. This is normal, bro. For anybody. That's why you being in these kind of conditions. Oh man, guys, I'm so revealed, man. Like, I was shameful of this place. I was disgusted. No, not in the beginning, but I mean, like, recently, because I was frustrated that, why am I still stuck in this place? And the only reason I've been stuck here, guys, is because I never allowed myself to feel the pain. I numb the pain. I numb the pain of cigarette. I numb the pain of alcohol. You know, and the only thing I had to do was to name the pain, feel it, and let it go. However, that's also normal, because remember, as a child, when these things were happening, when this emotional abuse in the family was happening, I couldn't name those things, but I was feeling them. I was feeling them, and my body reacted with sickness. My body reacted with sickness, because the body never lies. You understand? And so the body reacted with sickness to tell you that no, and the body reacted when I was dirty. The body started getting sick when it was dirty, recreating my past. All those emotions I've bottled since 3 years old, growing up, conforming. And being innocent. I was innocent in primary school and high school, a high achiever. Conforming to the system. And to my family, to ignore, suppressing. What's really going on with me. And and now I'm really happy, because today I understand what my children are going through. Today I understand what my children Mvelo is going through. What I understand what my children Mvelo, Innocent, and Siphiwe are going through. I understand what my children Mvelo, Siphiwe, Innocent, and Njokweni and Nkosi are going through. I understand. including Mvelocity. I know what all my inner children are going through. I know what all my children are going through. You know, oh, I know what, every identity, every identity I play, every character I play. I know what it was going through. I know what Mvelo was going through. I know what Siphiwe was going through. I know what Innocent was going through. I know what Njokweni was going through. I know what Nkosi was going through. I know what Mvelocity was going through. Every identity that I associated with. I know, you know. I know why I played those roles, and like, yeah, you know, they were all trying to protect me. They were ego based, however, they were trying to protect me, and so I created those characters, those roles, and I called them myself. And those were never myself. They were just they were roles, they were characters, identity, what I identified with. You know, yeah, man, and like, and those characters I'm speaking about, like, that's the collective shadow that is now speaking out like it's rage. It's like, yo, see me now, man. So yeah, yeah, man. Like, I'm never, shout out to Carl Young, man. Like, he inspired me to do this, because, Carl Young said, like, Carl said, like, what did he say? He said, "You don't get enlightened by imagining figures of light, but you get enlightened by bringing the darkness into light." Which is what inspired these episodes that I'm doing. You understand? Because me, I was always that person, like, always doing positive affirmations. Even though I still do believe that affirmations work, because they also have the shadow affirmation. When you say I love myself, when you listen, you can hear the shadow saying I hate you, I hate myself, and like, like, yeah, yeah. So, but that's a topic for another. I'm probably gonna explain it on the interview with someone. So, about affirmations, what's my thought on affirmation. However, all my point is that I was so focused on doing like positive affirmation, and I never, like, spoke up about what was really going on, like, the suppressed emotion, the darkness. Because we are trained, and I was trained that, like, yo, have faith. When you say positive things, the darkness will go away, and that's never how it works, guys. You have to confront the darkness, you have to confront the shadow. You have to bring your darkness into light. And I know that I'm attracting a mansion, a house, right now. And now that's why, like, I'm exposing, like, that I'm living in a shack now. I'm never ashamed, I'm proud, because it's normal. Yes, I'm 36 and I'm still living in a shack, and I'm never ashamed. You know, I'm never ashamed of my wounds, bro. Because that's the shade, that's that inner child that was suppressed, that inner child that was emotionally abused. You know, and yeah, man, I'm never ashamed. Like, I understand who I am, where I am. I don't feel stuck anymore. I know, this is me doing this video, is me naming it, is me feeling it, so that I can let it go, you know, and I want to feel it all, and I'm embracing being here, like, in a long time, like, I'm not going to UJ, wonderful place, so I could run away from the ghetto. I'm not going to idle so that I can win 1 million and get away from the ghetto. I'm not doing anything, to say that I'm trying to get out of the ghetto. I'm trying to feel, all the pain, all the pain that my inner child felt in the ghetto, by embracing, in the ghetto, so, and that's how I let go of the ghetto. Technically, with this video, I've already let go of the ghetto, man. I'm already moving to better places, mansions. Man, I'm traveling the world, baby. you know I'm already attracting, like, man, like, amazing places, mansions which I deserve. and I just had to integrate the because it's my soul speaking now. I just said, and my shadow also speaking now, like, yeah. So you have to listen very careful, guys. I do this very well when I have a conversation with myself. Yeah, so man, like, yeah, yeah, and I apologize to any people, whether it's my twin flame or anyone whom I may have projected this, uh you know um yeah, yeah, even shout out to Lerato too, man. I'm sorry, Lerato. I was projecting, like, what wanted to face, because I told Lerato that, yo, you are jealous of me when I'm making, like, video calls in wonderful places, in the better places, like, because I thought, like, she was jealous of me when I'm appearing in better places, because she knows me poor, like, she knows me from Tsakane, and, like, when I was poor, living in worse conditions also, so now, and actually, that was also my shadow also. It was my shadow also, like, it was Machado also saying that, hey, Machado was the one who was jealous, actually, like, so I had that conversation with myself, like, Machado was jealous. He said, why are you showing nice places? Why are you shooting content in nice places only? You know, why are you abandoning me? Yeah, why are you ignoring me? You feel me? Yeah, 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 yeah. So, hey, guys, like, hey, so the shadow speaks, guys, and you have to listen to it. I almost lost my mind last year, or last of last year. If you don't listen to it, you've seen people who are crazy there in the streets, like, yeah, it's the shadow, guys. Like, if you don't, or anyone maybe who's sick, and, like, if you don't listen to it, right, that the shadow comes back with rage, with anger. Sometimes it causes you to be sick. The spiritual people would say, like, "Ihlozila khuluma," like, that's why ukula, like, yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I speak about the shadow. Like, some things happen to you so that you can slow down, and remember the parts of you that you've abandoned. you know that childhood, that inner child that you've abandoned, is still in you, and now it's angry. It is a shadow now. You feel me? you know Velocity, I love you, man. I'd love to talk to you more, man. Man. Yeah, yeah, man. What's up, man? I love you, Velocity. Yo, oh man, I'm so in love with my audience, man. It's so hard to leave, guys. So hard to leave. Yeah. So yeah, man. As I was telling you, it's the shadow. Hey, the shadow. If you ignore it, it doesn't play, bro. I, rem- I couldn't sleep sober, bro. I had to smoke weed to sleep. I had to drink something to sleep, or drink pills so that I could sleep. Yeah, there was a time I was popping Xanaxes just to sleep, because I was avoiding the shadow. I was running away from myself. I was running away from the shadow. It's like, yo, so like some people just watch movies and series all night until they sleep, because you avoiding to be in silence alone with a shadow. Boy, it's gonna come at you. It's hey, bro, it's gonna come at you, bro. It's gonna eat, bro. And you don't want it to come at you in old age, bro. I'm glad it came to me in my 30s. I was like, yo. Why ngathi manje ngaguga ngimncane kanje? Shelo ayidlali bafethu. Shelo ayidlali bafethu. Hey guys. Yo guys. Yo guys. Yo. Never ignore your inner child. Never abandon your inner child. Never abandon your shadow. Oh, that child is still there. That inner child is still there. And this is what some other people do. Let me tell you something. This is what other people do. Other people, they think, by taking care of other people's children, like, they would compensate for the shadow or their own inner child. It doesn't work like that, guys. You can't take care of someone else's man, or, yeah, I understand, or someone, whether you're dating someone who has a baby, and you think, oh, if I take care of that baby, I'm taking care of my baby. No, it doesn't work like that. Or if I'm babysitting kids, or if I love kids, yo, bro, that's when the shadow comes. Ask me, bro. I love kids. And I've taken care of more than, like, maybe 10,000 kids, to be honest, bro. If not more. You know, doing programs for them, doing shows for them, buying them fruits, and all this time I was doing this, I ignored my inner child. I ignored my shadow, bro. This thing is like, yo, bro. Like, I was even, like, babysitting my young brother's kids, and raising them. It's all cool, but you can do that, but don't forget your own child inside of you, because that child is still there. It lives within you. Oh, that shadow. Oh, guys, oh, man, guys, I love you so much, man. This is why I'm sharing with you. This is healing work, man. This is so that you become aware, 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 aware. Never ignore your inner child, guy. That child is still there. Even if you have children, like physical, even if you've procreated, always put yourself first. Always take care of your inner child. Then the other children come second. Though. The shadow. The shadow. That's why it's the darkness, man. So, me, I just brought my darkness into light. What up, shadow? Mvelocity.